Hello everybody, I am Adam, and we are back for some more Sonic High School. We are on Chapter 14 today, and it is Chapter 14, the play. Oh, it's the big play with Charmy the Gay Bee and Silver the Howdy Partner. I'm recording this right after 13. If you remember, what happened, I accidentally fucked it up at the end by clicking away from it, so we're gonna do it now. And if I did this right, if I'm actually doing this right, you're listening to this while I'm on vacation. Hopefully I get it up while I'm on vacation. I do not know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Chapter 14. Sonic and Amy got to high school and went to the play, which was at the school. When they got to the auditorium, they were not expecting to be surprised, but they were because the auditorium was actually full of men and women idiots waiting to see the play. Cool young people such as high school students did not come to see the play unless they had to. The place was so full that Sonic and Amy had to sit in bad seats surrounded by strangers that could have been dirty or usually did crime. Sonic looked around the place and saw Rouge the Bat, and Knuckles Jr., who was a baby, sitting really by the door, and Tails and Cream all the way on the other side, which is where they probably would have sat anyway because Tails hated Sonic to the sky. Sonic also saw Shadow standing around places, but he did not get in a seat because he was too bad for that. We're at the play now, said... No, wait, no, that's Amy. We're at the... Wait, no. Fuck! We're at the play now, said Amy to Sonic, even though she was surrounded by people who were neither of them. I wonder when it will begin. It's going to start soon, said Sonic back to Amy. What I am wondering is not that, but if Charmy is going to mess up big time because he has been acting weird all week, I bet you he will. Sonic laughed about this because it did not really matter to him, but it did Charmy. The play that they were doing was The Christmas Story, even though it was not Christmas time, but they thought it was a good idea to do anyway. In the play, Silver played Joseph, who was Jesus' dad. I'm pretty sure Jesus's should not have two S's. Charmy played Mary because even though he was not a girl, everyone thought he was anyway. Baby version Jesus was going to be played by Knuckles, who was fitted for the role now that he was a baby. Sonic and Amy sat patiently in the seats they were in, even though Sonic could have been out running around. Sonic waited by rubbing Amy's leg and seeing how close he could get his hand to her vagina before she rubbed him off. You know what I'm saying? Before she jacked him? Anyway... Sonic determined that Amy was prime and ready for sex because her vagina felt hard and loose as far as he could tell when he could get close to it with his hand before the play began. He almost forgot totally that he had a deadly ball disease. I forgot about that. Shit. The play eventually started, and it was just as gay as you thought it would be. There was singing and the songs, but otherwise it was just like the Christmas Story always was. Mary got a letter from an angel saying she was not going to have a baby, but she did not want to have the baby at home because the king would not let babies vote. So Mary and Joseph rode bikes all the way from London to Jerusalem. When they got there, the hospital was full, so they went to a barn and had the baby in there, and it turned out to be the legendary hero Jesus. Though the whole play, Silver did a really good job, and Charmy did an okay job, but everyone sure believed he was a woman because his voice was so high in girls. Then they got to the ending where Mary was to have her baby out. Mary flipped out to her front, and Joseph pulled Jesus out of her butt, which looked totally fake. Sonic could tell, even with special effects. Not effects, effects. Joseph held Jesus up to show God, and they gave him to Mary, who was actually Charmy. Charmy looked at Jesus, Knuckles, really close, and then reached into his clothing with the hand that was not holding him and pulled out a knife. Don't get murdered, said Charmy as he started to kill Knuckles. Just as he began to do this, Silver bodily flew into them and knocked Knuckles up and away from Charmy. Oh my god, what is happening? Said Amy, who was startled hard. Charmy is gonna kill Knuckles, obviously, said Sonic to Amy. It was true, and then people started yelling and screaming. Just then, a gunshot came from the back of the audience. Shadow pulled out his gun from his spot and aimed it in Charmy B from the back of the audience. Shadow fired his gun and the bullet hit his head, but he must have been wearing a gunproof helmet, because the bullet from the gun went off his head and up into the ceiling, where it hit a light, and it fell down among along with other things. Something from the ceiling fell into the back of the stage where the props were, and one of the props was a bomb that they used for some things. The prop was a real bomb, though, and when the thing hit it, the bomb exploded. Oh my god. The bomb exploded with a huge explosion, like a bunch of horses made of fire running through the place. Suddenly, people did not really care about the play anymore because the place was full of fire and could kill you. Rouge and Knuckles Jr. already got out right away because they were by the door. Sonic looked and saw Amy next to him was almost unconscious because of all the fire and smoke and shocking things. Sonic picked her up and ran out of the auditorium with his fast speed. Sonic found Rouge and Knuckles Jr. outside in the hallway where it was safe. The whole fucking auditorium is on fire. But the hallway, oh shit, the hallway's fine. You know, the auditorium where the bomb just went off. But the hallway? Shit, my dude, it's fine. It's fine. I just bought my pop filter, but it's fine. Right? Anyway.
Are you okay?
Said Rouge.
Knuckles Jr. predicted this would happen, so he sat by the door so he could get out easy.
Why did you not tell anyone? That's so fucking stupid! Oh my fuck!
Yes, we're okay, said Sonic. Amy here is going to a shock attack, but it is nothing she will not get over.
I fucking hate this story! It's so fucking dumb! I love it though. Sonic looked around and saw people running out, but there was a lot of other people still stuck in the auditorium, and some of them were fainted. People were leaving and not helping the other people get out, but the lunch lady who had ears but was deaf was running into the auditorium and carrying women and children back out. The lunch lady lived in Mongolia by herself as a child, and became very strong from carrying trees back from the frozen forest to the villages that she traveled between, so now she could carry stacks of people. Since she was deaf, all of the noises that the fire was making did not bother her because she could not hear. Obviously. Sonic saw the lunch lady bring out cream, but Tails was not being brought out because he was not a woman or child. Sonic thought, damn, he is still my friend. Sonic swallowed his scary feelings and ran into the burning auditorium to Tails, who was passed out in the front. Sonic picked Tails up and ran and brought his body outside to the hallway and began doing CPR on his body. Hold on a second. Let me go back to that. I'm gonna reread this. Okay? Sonic saw the lunch lady bring out cream, but Tails was not being brought out because he was not a woman or child. Tails, he's still fucking unconscious. So why the hell would you not carry an unconscious person out of an auditorium where a fucking bomb just went off? Where is the logic in that? I guess there is no logic. This is written by a fucking 12-year-old. Whatever. Where was I at? Sonic picked Tails up and ran and brought his body outside to the hallway and began doing CPR on his body. Sonic thought, this will look gay, but it did not matter because Tails was still his friend. Sonic pushed on his body and started kissing him to give him life again. Sonic kept kissing and kissing. Sonic kept kissing and kissing, and Amy and Rouge and Knuckles Jr. watched him as he kissed Tails' face, but Tails was not waking up. Alright, again, I'm gonna digress a little bit, and I'm gonna go into this. You don't just kiss him. You, breathe into him or some shit, and you push on his chest. I don't understand the basics of CPR, really. It's been a while since 10th grade health, but shit, my dude, you don't just kiss him. Oh my fuck. Anyway, Tails was not waking up. Sonic, said Shadow over on the side. Charmy escaped and is running through the school like a murderer now. Stop CPR kissing Tails. You have to help us catch him. I'm not even gonna do it. Then Silver gave Knuckles to Rouge and said, he is safe now, partner, but he needs to sleep. Rouge was so happy she could have kissed him, but didn't. Sonic looked and said, Amy, finish doing CPR on Tails. I will let you and will not get jealous. Sonic kissed her mouth and felt one of her boobs, and ran off with Shadow and Silver to go catch the guy who was trying to kill baby Knuckles that was now running around the school and could danger them all. We're gonna do another, and I actually clicked on the right thing this time. Alright. Chapter 15. Killer on the Lucy. L-O-O-C-E. Author's note. There's an author's note. I wrote this on a train! He wrote it on a train, guys. It's in all caps. Jesus Christ, this is gonna... Oh, I still have 10 more chapters to read after this. Alright. Shadow and Silver ran ahead into the school, but Sonic stopped to go to the bathroom, and he took an enormous bad-smelling poop. Sonic knew he must be very emotional because his poop was so big that when he tried to flush the toilet, the big poop log just folded in half and clogged the toilet easily while looking like a part of a really flat pretzel that you would get at the mall. Not like the little ones in the bags from the supermarket. Sonic just said, "Forget it," and ran out of the now very stinky bathroom and after Charmy Bee. Sonic passed Shadow and Silver, who were in different hallways and going different ways, but he did not pass them at the same time because they were in different hallways, and because even though Sonic was very fast, he could not actually be in two places at the same time. Sonic went one way, and Shadow went the other way, and Silver went another way, and it kept happening. One room that Sonic looked in was the art room. It made Sonic remember having art class with Charmy Bee. Charmy could not control his gay urges like everyone else, and used all the colors in every picture, where like Sonic just used blue and Amy just used pink, and the other people were also normal like that. Sonic thought about how this was, and that it was still surprising that Charmy could do something like this. Shadow went into a room, among other things, that was the car fixing room. Shadow remembered about how he had car fixing class with Charmy, and how Charmy was really terrible at fixing cars, because it was not in him to do something that was like a man would do. Shadow thought it was weird how Charmy could now do something that was so manly like killing. And one room that Silver ran into was the gym room, where Silver one time had gym class with Charmy Bee. He remembered how Charmy was positively the worst at sports and being an athlete, so it made him wonder why Charmy could do something that was actually doing something, like killing. Sonic and Shadow and Silver ran around, and eventually they just got tired and could not find Charmy at all. Charmy was trying to be a murderer, but they were just tired of looking for him, so they sat down in chairs and didn't do anything else now. Back in the front of the school, Amy decided that she needed to go to the bathroom. Rouge went with her because she had to go too, and Cream stayed with Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. and Tails, who was still trying to become awake. Most people had left the school by now, but there were still some waiting to get into the women's bathroom. Women's bathroom, not women's. But Amy and Rouge did not like waiting in line, so they just went to the men's bathroom, where normally it was the people inside were men. Amy and Rouge were not men, so this was against the rules. As soon as Amy opened the door, a superpowered smell hit her in the face. It punched her right in the nose because it was Sonic's poop smell.
"Oh my god,"
screamed Rouge.
"What is that smell?"
Who says this? I've heard this smell. I have heard this smell a million times before. Said Amy to Rouge, who could say this because she was Sonic's girlfriend, meaning that she has been around Sonic's pooping. That smell is Sonic's poop. I like... Never mind, whatever. Amy and Rouge went into the bathroom anyway, because you can never get a break when it comes to going to the bathroom. No matter what, you always end up going, even if you try not to, all to not to all night. They were holding their hands above their noses, and when Amy opened up a stall door and went inside, what was shocking to see, but she saw it anyway. It was Charmy Bee. "Oh, it's you!" screamed Amy in a scared and shocked way. "You're a murderer!" What is Charmy's voice?
"Not yet," said Charmy, "but now I will start to be by killing you."
Charmy jumped up at her from inside the stall and into Amy, and they fell back. And Charmy was on top holding a knife that was about to cut Amy apart when Rouge came over and kicked Charmy, and he flew off her body and over to the wall by rolling.
"Take this,"
said Rouge, and she flapped her bat wings at Charmy to push all of the horrible poop air at him. It all went to him. But when Charmy got up and ran right at Amy with his knife and cut her on the legs because he was short and then jumped back. "Oh!" said Amy. "I'm dying!" Amy fell backwards and got dizzy.
"No, stay with me,"
said Rouge.
"Use your special move while you can."
Amy knew what Rouge was talking about, so Amy used her special attack. Amy shouted, "Girl God! And opened her legs, and a stream of blood shot at Charmy. Since Amy was so good at being nice and caring, which is using your heart, Amy was able to speed up her heart so fast that her blood pumped out of the wound on her legs like a super soaker filled up by vampires. The blood hit Charmy in the face and body and all over, really, and it was streaming and burning him, but he looked like he didn't care. Amy looked shocked and yelled, "How can you be so invincible?" I can hear my own voice clipping when I do that voice. Like, clipping, I'm like, that's fucking stupid. It is not working! No, wait, no. Oh, I skipped a paragraph. Then Rouge said, "I bet he can't handle my special attack, Romance Bite." Rouge flew with her bat wings, and went over to Charmy and bit him right in the neck, using her fangs, and tried to make him fall in love with her, but it did not work. "It is not working!" cried Amy. "He must have superpowers. He is going to kill us for sure." Amy and Rouge tried to get away from Charmy, but he kept blocking them and coming at him with the knife. They were finally trapped in the corridor, holding on to each other with their best in-show boobs pressing up against each other and looking like the sexiest Legos ever. I don't understand the Legos bit. Well, whatever. Then all of a sudden, Tails came into the bathroom and threw a piece of electronics at Charmy. Charmy looked up at Tails and said, "But you are supposed to be," and then died right there. Tails went over to Amy and Rouge and definitely stopped for a second to check out their boobs without them knowing, but then stopped and said, "You are safe now. That was not Charmy. It was a robot." "A robot? How did you know?" said Amy. Tails, being the smartest, thought it was a question for idiots, but he said, I knew as soon as Charmy was not being hurt by Sonic's poop stink. I was watching from the door. Normally Charmy would have complained and passed out from smelling that, but he did not. So I knew. As soon as that happened, I ran over and went to get a robot killer device for my electronics." "Whoa, thanks!" Whoa, said Amy, and kissed Tails right on the cheek for a reward. "Really, Tails, you saved us," said Rouge, and kissed Tails on the other cheek. This shows that you can be cool by being smart, except if you were a nerd ass. Tails and Amy and Rouge walked out of the bathroom and back to where Cream and Knuckles Jr. was, and soon Sonic and Shadow and Silver came back, and they were all back together. The lunch lady was the only other person still there, and she saw how tired they looked, so she made them all a bunch of chow meat sandwiches. And they all ate until their tummies were gonna burst. All the time while they were eating, though, Sonic thought, "But then, where's Charmy? And where's the guy who made the robot?" And so many other things. High school drama is just... Oh, wait, no. He's still saying this. "But where's Charmy? And where's the guy who made the robot? And so many other things. High school drama is just so crazy to be a part of." And that is the end of Chapter 15. That is the end of Chapter 15. That is the end of this episode. I got lost there for a second because I completely forgot that I read Chapter 14, and I was like, oh shit, did I skip a chapter? But that's fine. Anyway, if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you were new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I should be uploading this while I'm on vacation. If not, I will upload it right after I get home. I get back on a Monday, so maybe I'll upload it on a Monday, who knows. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say peace out for now. And, yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.